welcome back to Good Chances Farm. A little something different today. It started to rain on us, brought us inside, and my sweet tooth is kicking in. And I know we finished off the last of the ice cream last night. So with that, to make more, we need some sweetened condensed milk. And when I went to the cabinet, evidently the last time that we made ice cream, we used the last of it. And when we were at the store earlier today, the store that we went to didn't have any. So I found a recipe online, and we've never tried it before, but it gets good ratings, so we're going to give it a shot. So it's pretty easy. It's 4 ingredients. So and we're making a triple batch because it's the recipe that it calls for will make about a cup and a half, it says. So our ice cream recipe calls for 3 cans, and each of those cans is ballpark about 14 ounces. So I'm making 3 times the recipe basically. So the recipe calls for 2 cups of whole milk, and you can use, it says in the recipe, you can use whatever type of milk you want, whether it be almond milk or any of that as well. It's on this side. So basically it says you can use dairy, almond, cashew, oat, etc. So we're using goat milk because we have it on hand, right? And then it says 3/4 cup of granulated sugar, but it says you can also, for your sweetener, you can substitute it for honey or maple syrup. So we're going to do it, might as well use our honey, right? So, and we know from past experiences that our honey, you know, if it's calling for 3/4 cup of granulated sugar in a recipe, we don't put 3/4 cup of honey in there because that's not equivalent. So Brittany has a little chart that tells us exactly how much it is. So it actually, 1/4 cup is equivalent to 3 tablespoons of honey. So we basically put 9 tablespoons of honey in here. So, and that's raw honey. It's not been pasteurized or anything like
neither has
some
the milk. So.
Yeah, and neither is the milk either. But we are. So basically, it says to put your milk and your sweetener into a saucepan on medium to low heat and whisk it together, and then whisk often, bring it to a simmer. So it says roughly it'll be about 30 minutes because you're trying to reduce that milk to about half. Then after that, we will remove it from the heat. We will stir in salted butter and vanilla extract. So, and I'll put a link to the recipe down in the description also. But basically we're in kind of a holding pattern now until it gets kind of closer to that time. I'm not gonna have you guys here for 30 minutes watching me whisk this pan. Although it would be kind of funny because it's out of my element being on cooking on the stove. Normally around here I do the grilling, or now our smoker, because that's our grill currently, and Brittany does
everything else.
Everything else. So
I'm utilizing.
I understand what this contraption is, but I don't really use it very often.
He does more cooking at work than he does here at home.
Yeah. And that's probably why I don't do very much here at home
And that's why
anymore.
I always tease him. I'm like, oh, you can cook for the guys at work.
I suckered her in though. That's how I got her to say yes for the marriage. Was I used to cook and do laundry and all that kind of stuff.
Clean the house. Now it's more me.
Yeah.
But we'll bring you back when we get to the milk being half of what it is right now. So.
Alright, so it's been just a little over 20 minutes. I've been whisking frequently. And that's kind of what it's looking like right now. You can definitely smell the honey in there. I'm anxious to see what it tastes like at the end of it. It did say in the recipe that excuse me, once it's done, allow it to cool completely, and then you can store it in a mason jar in the refrigerator for up to a week. So ours won't last a week, but at least this first batch we're gonna use it right away. But then if we like it, we'll make more, I'm sure, because these are products that we have on hand most of the time. So we'll see. We'll bring you guys back once it gets a little closer. We got like another 7-8 minutes. Okay, so now we're going to remove it from heat. Turn it off. Here's what it looks like. Now we're going to add in our butter. Alright. This recipe, the actual recipe calls for 4 tablespoons of butter, salted butter. So, and we are tripling it, so there's 4, and then here's 8 more. I will whisk that in there, and then I'll add the vanilla. Alright, we got that in there now that I'm not hitting any bigger pieces. It's all mixed together. And then,
you need to use that one or the store-bought?
I'll use this one. The one thing that we were out of, that normally Brittany makes her own, vanilla extract, so we have this on hand right now, so that's what we're using.
It's from Mexico.
Yeah, so that's what we have, that's what we're using.
It was given to us.
1, 2, 3. We'll mix that around. I'll get that little bit off there.
Now you can taste it. It doesn't say anything about letting it sit.
It says remove it from the heat, stir in the butter and the vanilla, allow it to cool completely, and then store it in a mason jar
Okay.
in the refrigerator.
So we gotta let it cool.
So what I was thinking about doing is going ahead and run it through our, just put it into a mason jar.
Okay. You probably just do one of the half gallons.
Okay, so we transferred it over into the mason jar, and the batch that we made basically made almost a half a gallon. So we'll let this cool, and then we'll put it in the fridge, and we'll make us some ice cream later. We'll let you guys know how it is. Alright, so we let it cool down, then we put it in the refrigerator to chill it, and we've already started making our ice cream. So we used our 42 ounces of the condensed milk, just the same as if we would have done 3 14-ounce cans. And then we went ahead and put a label on the top of this, our fancy label, masking tape. And that will let us know that we can keep it in the fridge for a week. Ice cream's going in our little nostalgia ice cream maker there.
Yep, a little bit.
Other than that, we tested it with a little teaspoon in it, and it tasted, just didn't. I probably could have maybe simmered it a little bit longer to kind of thicken it up just a little bit more, maybe. But I mean, other than that, it had the similar taste to your store-bought sweetened condensed milk. So, like I said, we can always maybe change the temperature just a little bit to maybe thicken it up just a little bit more, maybe.
Well, and that may have something to do with using honey too, because I know.
Yeah, it doesn't thicken as much as regulated sugar would.
Right. I still think it tasted okay. But Troy's gonna be adding ice to the ice machine, or not ice machine, but the ice cream maker, and you wanna keep this filled with ice until the ice cream thickens. So you'll finish that, and then also with this ice cream maker, you also want to use the ice cream salt to get down in there to help. And didn't you say that recipe also stated you could also eat just the sweet condensed?
Yeah. It basically, that recipe said that you could use that as a dessert, and it said, like, I can't remember, it was teaspoon or tablespoon or whatever was a serving for their calorie makeup that they did, and then it said the calorie makeup would differ depending on which ingredients you used, but yeah, I don't know that a teaspoon or a tablespoon of that stuff would classify as my dessert. I don't think that would
not when you use
work for me. When I do a Jethro bowl of ice cream.
I don't have a bowl. I think they're down in the dishwasher.
Yeah, they are. So, but hope you guys enjoy the videos. I know it's something a little bit different this time, and we'll let you guys know in the comments how it turns out. Have a good day. We'll see you on the next one.